Assalamu alaikum.
Many Israelis agree that Benjamin Netanyahu's trip to the United States is a very important one, but very few of them believe that it will change anything for their country.
His passport will probably be stamped, but I told you already before, I wish there should be something new in the world. This is so old.
Hello, I'm Stephen Cohen in London, and these are the top stories in Al Jazeera. The US President and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have held talks in Washington. In a televised statement, the two leaders admitted to differences over how to achieve a new Palestinian state, but reaffirmed the bond of friendship between the two countries.
Barack Obama is due to address the annual conference of America's largest Jewish lobby later on Sunday. It'll be the first time addressing the group since taking office. His speech to AIPAC comes just days after Israel's Prime Minister publicly rejected Obama's proposals on the Middle East peace process.
But I said to Prime Minister Netanyahu, I believe that the current situation in the Middle East does not allow for procrastination. I also believe that real friends talk openly and honestly with one another. So I want to share with you some of what I said to the Prime Minister. Here are the facts we all must confront. First, the number of Palestinians living west of the Jordan River is growing rapidly and fundamentally reshaping the demographic realities of both Israel and the Palestinian territories. This will make it harder and harder, without a peace deal, to maintain Israel as both a Jewish state and a democratic state. Second, technology will make it harder for Israel to defend itself in the absence of a genuine peace. Third, a new generation of Arabs is reshaping the region. A just and lasting peace can no longer be forged with one or two Arab leaders.
The Israeli Prime Minister has vowed to work alongside the US to renew stalled peace talks with the Palestinians. It comes as the US President addressed America's largest pro-Israel lobby on Sunday. Barack Obama defended his new vision for a Middle East peace plan. Obama had come under fire from Benjamin Netanyahu for his endorsement of 1967 boundaries as the basis for a future Palestinian state.
According to Israeli authorities, their prime minister's trip to the US is a historic moment, not just for Israel and the Palestinians, but for the entire Middle East. Palestinian authorities don't expect much to come out of this trip. Nabil Sha'af, a member of Fatah's Central Committee, tells us he already knows what the Israeli Prime Minister will be telling his listeners.
He will say, we Israelis we're ready to make very painful concessions once the Palestinians do this and this and this and this. What are these painful concessions? We never get to know.
Palestinians on the streets of this West Bank city say that Netanyahu does not want peace, and they don't expect US President Obama to do much about it.
To call this a receptive audience would be an understatement. More than 55 times, senators and members of the U.S. House of Representatives applauded or rose to their feet, showing bipartisan support for the U.S.-Israel relationship.
Israel has no better friend than America, and America has no better friend than Israel.
Starting with Hamas.
Israel will not negotiate with a Palestinian government backed by the Palestinian version of al-Qaeda. That we will not do.
The position is not new, nor is Netanyahu's declaration on Jerusalem.
Jerusalem must never again be divided. Jerusalem must remain the united capital of Israel.
The Israeli Prime Minister blamed the Palestinian Authority and a refusal by Hamas to recognize an Israeli state as the reason for the Middle East stalemate. Netanyahu also argued the right of return for Palestinian refugees should not be part of any future peace negotiations.
The Palestinian refugee problem will be resolved outside the borders of Israel.
Netanyahu told the U.S. Congress its own security is intertwined with Israel's. He thanked the United States for its $3 billion in annual military funding.
I don't believe your stories anymore.
This is real democracy.
Basking in the adulation of all the most senior politicians in America, all except one who's in London. And that relationship between Barack Obama and Benjamin Netanyahu is still strained. And nothing in Netanyahu's speech will change that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.